I know I like to joke around a lot and everything, but I was wondering if you guys would give me just like 1 second to quickly switch up and talk about something that I haven't ever really talked about out loud about. I'll keep this as short as I can. Life changes faster than most people realize, and it can happen at any time, and it can go either way, good or bad. You never know, and you can't prepare for it. Around this time last year, I noticed a mole on my back. I go see a dermatologist, and he looks at me, and when I come in, he looks at me, he's like, "You're young, a lot of times these things are benign. You probably have nothing to worry about. Let me check you out. Let me see what's going on." And then he looks at it, and he goes, "Holy shit, that looks terrible." We schedule a surgery to have it removed so they can, test it, see if I have anything really to worry about or if it's benign, and I'm good. So they cut this thing off. It's like a weird circle shape, but they have to cut like a diamond, and they go like an inch deep. It's disgusting. So I'm healing up. They take their time testing it. Like a week goes by. I'm feeling pretty confident that it's no big deal. The way the doctor's talking to me, he's like, these things happen and you're young, so you're good. Time slows down while I'm waiting to hear the results for this. A week goes by, it seems like a year. I remember it's Monday, it's my mom's birthday. I call my mom on my way home, I wish her happy birthday. I'm sitting in bed and I'm watching a movie and my phone rings. It's like 7:30 at night. And it's the doctor. And I knew right away, I'm like, he starts making small talk with me, and I say, "Come on, give me good news." And he goes, "Unfortunately, buddy, I can't. Your mole is unfortunately a malignant melanoma." He continued rattling off fucking words that I didn't even hear. My mind did not move past malignant melanoma. I've heard that word before. I've heard those words before. I'm like, fuck, that sounds terrible. Cut the end of his speech, and he's like, "You're the youngest person that I've ever seen this in. It's very rare. Love to be different. That's awesome." It's like, "I want to schedule another surgery where we cut bigger around where I already cut, and we test there to see, how deep and how far and all that shit, and then from there, we determine if we have to have another surgery." And he goes, "After we have the surgery, depending on what depth the melanoma has grown into you, you will either be okay or we have to consider other options." I pretty much ended the phone call after hearing bits and pieces, and I go, "So, simply saying, just so I can confirm this in my own head, and I'm not trying to trick myself or convince myself otherwise, is I have an aggressive cancer." And he just goes, "Yes." So I hang up with him. I don't cry. I'm too shocked to cry. I pick up my phone and go call my mom, and I remember it's her birthday. I can't call her on her birthday and tell her that. So I call my dad at 8 o'clock at night, and he's like, "What's up, buddy?" And I'm like, "Can I come over? I got some bad news." "Sorry." So I drive over to his house. I bluntly break the news. So after I tell them all this stuff, I remember he sits on the couch, and I sit next to him, and I remember he puts his arm around me and he goes, "Son, we're gonna be okay." And that fucking made me. He's never lied to me before. He tells me I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. My next surgery comes a week later. They cut around me a little bit bigger. They test it. So the doctors pretty much tell me that it's two times deeper than it should be, which is not good. Basically, they tell me I have a few options. My best option being that they have to perform a major surgery on me, which is actually a bunch of little surgeries where they gotta put radioactive dye in me. They gotta carve into me in several different places. They gotta take a bunch of bad shit out. They gotta remove lymph nodes and basically test the lymph nodes. If it's in my lymph nodes, I'm fucked. That means it's spread. And so I say, okay, let's do it. They scheduled the surgery for like weeks from then. I had to wait. I'm supposed to go on with my regular life, and I choose not to tell anybody. I tell, my parents and like 2 other people. I don't want people to start treating me like the guy who's dying, because then it's gonna convince me that I'm dying, and I didn't think I was. I told myself I wasn't going to. Surgery day comes, they put me under all day. This is during COVID, so I could only bring one person, so I brought my mom. They put me under, I wake up feeling like a fucking zombie. They tell me the surgery went good. they won't have the results for, surprise, another week or two. It's like a month-long recovery. A week later, I'm sitting in bed, and I get a phone call from the hospital, and I'm looking at my phone thinking I'm either about to get the greatest phone call of my whole life or the worst phone call of my whole life. And I answer it, and it ended up being the greatest phone call of my whole life. I cried 2 times during the whole deal. The day I found out I had cancer and the day I found out I didn't. And then now, too. Anyway, flash forward a year later, I'm healthy as can be, I'm happy. I make some crazy, weird videos and they blow up on TikTok, and now I got 100,000 followers today. You know, thank you to everybody who's followed and supported me. That whole experience I went through, it really made me not take life so seriously. Things that I thought were problems aren't really problems. You know, when you think you're fucking dying, there's only really one problem, and that's your health that you gotta worry about. You know, now it's all about having fun, spreading love, laughs. That's what it's all about. I mean, there ain't no time for anything else. My point is, life does move very fast. If you see something, don't hesitate. It could be nothing, it could be everything. Life moves real quick. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for listening. I love all you guys.